Hey, welcome to episode 7 of the Daily Log Diaries and the final day of my 7-day Hobonichi challenge using my Hobonichi weeks and my Hobonichi Cousin. I had a new cover show up in the mail last night. This is from the 2023 Hobonichi release. It's the Anemone cover. I think I'm saying that right. I got this one secondhand because I didn't want to order it from Japan, and I found it on eBay at a reasonable price. And I got it mostly because I wanted the pockets. I really like the blue cover. I think it's the blueberry that I got this year. But just wanted something that would store stickers and a little bit of deco. And I like that this is also a non-leather construction cover. I'm kind of in love with the bookmark details. I think they are really cute. I actually find the bookmarks to be a bit more practical for marking my daily page compared to my Midori index clips that I love so much. Today's focus is going to be a bit more of a wrap-up from a voiceover point of view. I talked a little bit in episode 6 about feeling really at peace with this system, and I think that was true of day 7 as well. I'm just feeling really comfortable and content for now. Hey, I thought I would show you how I've been indexing my daily pages in my Hobonichi Cousin. I'm a few days behind on the topics, so let's do that quickly because I don't want to get too far behind. This is the future log spread, I believe, within the Hobonichi Cousin, and what I do is I index my daily pages by date into this spread because I don't particularly need this for a planning purpose. And what my general rule has been is if I have a collection, reference information, a particular main memory that I put ephemera and photos down for, that is what I will index first. But if it's a journaling only spread, then I will tend to index the topic, just so that this is full at the end of the month. And then a way that this also helps me is if I don't journal, I leave it blank. So I actually filled this page out though, but it's a really quick way for me to find if I have some overflow journaling and I want to write some more, I can just find my last blank page and move back and fill that up with the overflow, and then I write the date that I actually wrote the writing on. I showed that a little bit earlier in this week, but I'll show you again. So last date is the 20th, and I need to refresh my memory. So 20th. Looks like I started the Daily Logs diary. I can't read my own handwriting, but I see the word Hobonichi in there several times. And I think what I really want to be able to find again is this. This is one of my Patreon doodles. I printed it on sticker paper and then I watercolored over it and scanned it in. So the great discovery here is that I can watercolor over my clear sticker paper after I print things out. So I either could index this as the start of the Daily Log Diaries, but I think I've written that in my weeklies, so I'm going to index this sticker instead. Give myself this. So Ollivander's doodle watercolor. I didn't do much journaling on the 21st because there's a topic I want to go back and do later, but I knew I was filming this week. But we hung out with our friends, and that journaling is going to be related to that, so I just wrote John and Susan. Let's see. 22. I think I'm going to index the happy mail from Katie. Yeah. So I can remember her shop name. And OBS notes, because that would be reference. And I might want to go back and find it again. Okay, this was a good journaling topic, but I also wrote and doodled in a couple albums here. First half of the writing, I'm writing about the songs. Second half, I was like rambling into planner stuff. So I think I'm going to index new Skrillex releases. And this day, I've got blotting paper on because the journaling is pretty private, along with the pictures I put in there. And I'm indicating if something is private by just putting a clear dot sticker on here. These came with like the Travelers Company customized set. It's this set, this sheet up here that I showed earlier this morning. It's hard to get out one-handed. So that's just so when I'm editing, I know, hey, I need to blur that page out. So this is gonna be new Skrillex singles, and I'll put in that topic later, but I think I'm gonna say, yeah, okay. And then today is the 26th, so now we are up to date. One thing I will do is I will color code my topics, and in the past, in the past, I color code them with my mild liners, and essentially each color represented a different category. So for example, anything in yellow is a list that I was actively checking off. This particular planner, I was using it as my planner, so there's a lot more like bullet journal type of stuff in here. So like Christmas to buy list, Target shopping list, passport update list, things like that. And then anything in this teal is a reference. So like TSA pre-check info, passport number info, that kind of thing. And a color related to like my sister's wedding was in pink, anything I needed to take care of, so that kind of thing. So typically I end up having like lists and trackers being a color, reference information that I think I need to find again being a color, journaling inserts I sometimes do as a color, or like key memories, but I kind of want to get more data in here before I decide what those colors are, and I will generally kind of wait until I'm trying to find the spreads again, and that is the easiest way for me to know, oh, okay, I wish I had all my reference stuff highlighted. When I did this originally, I highlighted everything and it looks really satisfying, but it's not super functional when it comes to finding things. So I think this year I'm just going to color, once I recognize I have a category, then I'll just color a select few categories and go from there. To wrap up this 7-day challenge, I thought I would put together a spread in my daily page just to collect the pros, the cons, the lessons learned, and an opportunity to chat with you about my thoughts on sticking with a system for 7 days. I have been bouncing around between Traveler's Notebooks, Hobonichis, and other notebooks, it feels like since November of 2022. And I'm burnt out on it, and I'm ready to feel settled in something. And I think just challenging myself to stick with something for 7 days, it gave me an opportunity to reflect each day on what I was missing, what wasn't working. And because I had given myself this box of sticking with something for 7 days, I just chose to make adjustments and react as needed based off what I realized I wanted. And that, I think, is really changing my approach to how I want to plan in 2023. I gave myself a quick pros list, so let me read those off for you. First pro, I'm covering all of my planning needs. I'm getting everything done. I'm not missing out on tasks. I have spaces to memory keep, spaces to journal, and it's actually taking me less time to upkeep, which has been very freeing, but maybe I'll talk about that in a future episode. I'm feeling very creative in the weekly spreads of my Hobonichi Cousin. One small tweak and all of a sudden I'm absolutely loving them. My Hobonichi weeks feels more functional and planning focused. It's kind of nice to let a planner be a planner and not also shoulder the burden of trying to remember every single thing that happens, like I was doing in my Hobonichi Weeks Mega. I have enjoyed journaling on a dated page. It helps me connect with a different topic other than just planner rambling, but I found space to do that in the memo pads of my Hobonichi weeks. And mentioned this earlier, but I've saved so much time not jumping around and backfilling other journals. I'm sure I'll fall back into that habit at some point in 2023, but it's been very refreshing to actually contain my planning and journaling routine to less than an hour a day. And right now I know where everything goes, which is a huge pro. My future tasks and plans go in the Hobonichi weeks. If I want to remember the little things, it goes in my cousin. I know where my daily pages goes. I know how to index them, and all that stuff has been a huge pro and a bit of a relief. Moving on to cons, I still really like the in-hand feel of a passport traveler's notebook, but I also enjoy the compactness of a Hobonichi week, so this isn't something I feel like I absolutely need to adjust to. The empty cream paper of the traveler's notebook inserts are still a big pull, but to be honest, I think I prefer Tomoe River paper more. Like if I could only have one or the other, I'd probably choose Tomoe River paper, but maybe I'll find a way to sneak in an MD cream notebook if I find later in the year there's a need for something else. And I am feeling like I would like to have more journaling space, and what I mean by that is sometimes I need more than an A5 day per page, but I didn't really find that this particular week other than one day, and then I had a blank page from last week that I could pop over and fill out. So I'm gonna try and wait until I feel like it's more of a problem and adjust once it becomes a problem. So next week, I am challenging myself to stick with this for another 7 days. I'm not going to vlog it, but I'm hoping to make more vlogs about my planners on this channel. I'm open to any topic suggestions. And don't worry, I'll still have my regular chatty content coming up with a February plan with me, actually, coming up next. But in general, I had a really good experience with this. I think it helped me just calm down a little bit when it comes to my planners, and I'm hoping it eases a bit of the fatigue. I hope this series was enjoyable for you or helpful in any way, and I just thank you so much for sticking with me and interacting with these and leaving comments and the support and criticisms on this series. I feel like I've learned a lot in the 7 days, and I'm hoping to continue to explore different ways of creating content in 2023. I was getting a bit bored with how I was doing videos before, and I've really enjoyed putting these together. So I hope you've enjoyed watching them and some of the conversations that we've been having. But if you have stuck with me for all 7 days, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. And I won't see you tomorrow, but hopefully I'll see you next week.